Good Monday afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Oresco. Some much needed rain last night, but another day of dry conditions. Let's bring in 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis. A dry and warm day today.
Yeah, we got up into the mid 60s today. It was dry, and lo and behold, we've got high brush fire danger knocking on the door again for tomorrow. Let's take a look at traffic, and then we'll talk about the brush fire danger. Here's the good news. Up and down 91 across the Pike, and our feeder roads are all in good shape. So traffic not a problem as we start to think about the evening commute. Let's take a look at temperatures, and you can see here we're in the low to mid 60s. Keep in mind that our average high temperatures for this time of year are around 53, 54 degrees, so we're well above average once again. And our clouds and radar showing another batch of clouds is returning. In fact, if you look closely, you can see a little bit of sprinkle activity west of Albany on the Pike there. Not the Pike, that's the New York State Thruway, but you get the idea. A.m. to 6 p.m. We'll track the return of the dry and windy weather with our 22 News Storm Team forecast.
Today is Veterans Day. Ceremonies and parades were held across western Massachusetts to recognize our country's heroes. One of those events was in West Springfield this morning. The cities of Agawam and West Springfield met in the middle of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Bridge for their wreath-laying ceremony. The mayors, along with veterans, marched to the middle, each city with a wreath. It's a tradition that began nearly 2 decades ago.
It means a lot to be able to come together and just have peace amongst everybody. Knowing that the sacrifices that a lot of us made are worth it to be able to have moments like this.
Veterans Day began as Armistice Day back in 1919 on the first anniversary of the end of fighting in World War I. It then became a federal holiday in 1938. Stop and Shop services may be impacted after a recent cybersecurity issue. A statement was released on Friday by the parent company of Stop and Shop, who said an investigation is being conducted after a recent cybersecurity issue within the U.S. Now, the company's security team, along with outside experts, are working to detect the issue and steps to further protect their systems. Stop and Shop locations are open, but due to the investigation, services may be impacted at pharmacies and online. A 65-year-old man has been arrested after allegedly shooting a woman inside a home on Pencastle Drive in Florence. According to the Northwestern DA's office, a 50-year-old woman called 911 around 8:30 Sunday morning, reporting that she had been shot in the stomach and the suspect was still inside the home. The suspect was taken into custody without incident. He faces several charges, including assault with intent to murder. His name has not been released. The victim was rushed to the hospital and is expected to survive. A guilty verdict today in a high-profile case out of Delphi, Indiana. Jurors today convicted 52-year-old Richard Allen of 2 counts of murder in the 2017 killings of 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German. Their murders had gone unsolved for more than 5 years until Indiana State Police announced Allen's arrest in October 2022. The case has drawn attention from true crime enthusiasts from around the world, with repeated delays, some surrounding a leak of evidence. Allen is scheduled to be sentenced on December 20th. He could face up to 130 years in prison. Back now with 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis. Some rain last night, not much. And that is, of course, detailing a red flag warning for tomorrow.
Yeah, with the conditions the way they've been, it doesn't really take much time of drying to get back into the red flag warning conditions. And the primary factor here tomorrow is going to be the wind, with wind gusts out of the west at over 20 miles per hour. So again, the red flag warning, high brush fire danger, Hamden, Hampshire, Franklin County. And while there is not a red flag warning in effect for Berkshire County, the brush fire danger is going to be high for you as well. Let's take a look at our 22 News Storm Team Skycast. As I mentioned, we got some clouds that'll be pushing in here as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Not a ton of clouds, but there also could be a couple of sprinkles in here as we head into the middle of the night. By 6 o'clock, some lingering clouds. I expect that by 9, 10 o'clock, most of these clouds are out of here. Blue sky. Wind increasing out of the northwest. We're going to have wind gusts tomorrow between 10 and 20 miles per hour. We're going to have sustained winds between 10 and 20 miles per hour and wind gusts at times over 25 miles per hour. So that's going to quickly dry things out once again. And obviously the wind will help to quickly spread any kind of small fires that are created. So again, do not burn outside here tomorrow. By the way, high temperatures tomorrow will be in the low 50s. Kind of cool here through the middle of the week. We'll update on 22 News at 5.
19 monkeys are still missing after escaping from a South Carolina research facility last week. 43 monkeys got loose from the Alpha Genesis Primate Research Center last Wednesday when a caretaker failed to properly lock their enclosure during feeding and cleaning. The missing monkeys are described as very young females in good health. It's starting to look a lot like Christmas in New York City. Work is well underway to decorate the iconic Christmas tree that will be on display at Rockefeller Center during the holiday season. The tree was cut down in West Stockbridge last week and installed on the plaza Saturday. Now scaffolding encircles the 74-foot-tall, 11-ton Norway spruce. The tree will be dressed with 50,000 multicolored LED lights on about 5 miles of wire. The tree will be lit on December 4th at 8 o'clock, and you can watch that right here on 22 News. Coming up tonight on 22 News starting at 5 o'clock, people across the nation pause today to thank the men and women who serve our country. We'll show you how Western Massachusetts observed the holiday. Plus, we're hearing from Congressman Richard Neal and what the Trump administration could mean for Massachusetts lawmakers. And we're just a few weeks away from Thanksgiving. Find out how much a turkey dinner will cost you this year. Brian?
Traffic moving along just fine. This could have something to do with the fact that it's a holiday afternoon, but you can see here no slowdowns on I-91 north or southbound, and the Pike is also in good shape. 291, 391 moving fine as well. Details on the windy air that's returning here for tonight on 22 News at 5.
Brian, thanks, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. Latest news and weather anytime on our website, wwlp.com, and the free 22 News app.